Hi, thanks so much for joining me on the Listen and Grow podcast. This is your LGBTQ plus daily news. I'm Zach Reynolds-Friedman. Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2026, and we're day 22 of Pride Month. And today we're getting into actual news. 7 stories, all fresh, no filler. An intersex teacher fired in Florida and is fighting back. HUD is coming for LGBTQ plus housing protections. An AI report that should concern every queer person with a smartphone. A new Pride anthem from 2 legends. Wendy Makkena comes out. Sarah McBride's documentary is in theaters now. And an ACLU complaint that has put a Florida school district on notice. So let's get started with the intersex teacher that's fired in Florida. An ACLU files complaint. This is a story that isn't getting enough attention, and it needs to be. Shepard Scoff is an intersex man and a certified teacher who was hired for the 2025-26 school year at a Patriot Oaks Academy in St. Johns County, Florida, to teach language arts to 6th and 7th graders. During the hiring process, he disclosed that he had been assigned female at birth, and he is born with an intersex variation of XY chromosomes, and he lives and presents as a man. The school district fired him. The ACLU has now filed a complaint with the Equal Opportunity Commission on his behalf, arguing the district violated Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, which prohibits sex discrimination in employment, including discrimination based on perceived transgender or intersex status. Shepard didn't identify as trans, he is intersex, and Florida's obsession with policing bodies decided he didn't fit its definition of what a man is supposed to look like on paper. The ACLU is in it. The law is on his side, and this one is going to go further, and it's going to matter. I will bring you more details as more details come out about the case, so stay tuned. Next, HUD is coming for LGBTQ plus housing protections, and the comment deadline is June 29th. So this one requires immediate attention because you can actually do something about it right now. The Orange Convicted Felons Department of Housing and Urban Development has proposed a rule that would gut the Equal Access Rule, the federal protection that has prohibited housing discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity in the HUD-funded program since 2012. The proposed rule would remove all references to gender identity and sexual orientation from nearly 50 housing regulations, replacing them with a rigid definition of sex based on the Orange Convicted Felons Executive Order. It would allow shelters receiving federal funding to house trans women in men's facilities, subject trans people to invasive questioning about their bodies, and override state and local anti-discrimination laws. The public comment period closes on June 29th, 1 week from today. GLAAD, the National Low-Income Housing Coalition, and advocates for trans equality have all the templates and links to submit official comments. They matter. Tens of thousands of comments helped kill a similar attempt in 2020. So go to GLAAD.com to take action. Our next story is GLAAD releases landmark AI safety report for LGBTQ plus people. So on June 17th, GLAAD released its first ever comprehensive AI safety report, and it's a critical read. The report is called Built for Everyone, a framework for LGBTQ plus representation and safety in AI. It examines how AI systems are already impacting LGBTQ plus people and how those harms are growing as AI becomes embedded in everyday life. Job applications, healthcare searches, content moderation, chatbots, and more. The findings are not abstract. GLAAD's own research found that Meta's update Llama model was recommending conversion therapy, a condemned and discredited practice, in response to questions about same-sex attraction. AI moderation systems are regularly suppressing legitimate LGBTQ content, and AI companies are storing intimate user data, including conversions about coming out, and definitely by default. GLAAD CEO Sarah Kate Ellis put it plainly: neutrality is no longer an option. The report calls on AI companies to fix biased training data, protect privacy, maintain human oversight, and bring LGBTQ communities into the design process from the start. We'll link to the report in the show notes, and it's worth your time to read it. Next, Liza Minnelli and Michael Feinstein release a Pride anthem. So let's take a breath and celebrate something joyful because we deserve it. On June 5th, Broadway legend, Grammy-nominated entertainer Michael Feinstein released a new Pride anthem called Gaymen, and it features a special appearance from none other than Liza Minnelli. The song was written and produced through Feinstein's new independent music company with Broadway performer Bobby Day. It blends humor, heart, and faith into what Feinstein describes as a celebration of love and acceptance for everyone of every size, shape, age, creed, and color. Minnelli's lifelong embrace of the LGBTQ plus community has made her one of the Pride's most beloved cultural icons, and her appearance here just makes this exactly the kind of joyful, defiant thing that we need during a month when so much feels heavy. Gaymen is available now on all major streaming platforms. Go stream it, go dance to it, go feel good for 5 minutes because you've earned it. Next, Wendy Makkena comes out. And staying in the joy for a moment because this one is genuinely lovely, Wendy's sister Mary Robert from Sister Act, one of the most beloved supporting roles in the 90s film, came out as gay in recently surfaced interview clip that has been widely circulating this month. In the clip, she reflects on her attraction to women, saying quietly, "I thought, well, maybe there's an attraction. It's not a press release. It's not a social media announcement. It's just a woman being honest in her own time, in her own words." Makkena is 66 years old, and her matter of fact coming out during Pride Month in the middle of what has been an exhausting political season for this community is a reminder that visibility looks different for everyone. You can come out when you're ready. You do it on your terms, and that's what matters every single time. Welcome to the family, Wendy, and we're glad you're here. Next, Sarah McBride's documentary is in theaters. If you haven't heard about this film yet, let me fix that for you right now. States at First, the documentary following Sarah McBride's historic campaign to become the first openly transgender member of Congress, is now in wide theatrical release. It opened June 12th and has expanded to New York, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Dallas, San Francisco, and more cities, with community screenings rolling out nationwide. Directed by Chase Joint, the film follows McBride through her Delaware congressional campaign, through election night, the same night the orange convicted felon won back the White House, and the doors to the Congress that immediately moved to ban her from the women's restrooms. McBride said it herself in the film, "It's not just that they don't want me in bathrooms, they don't want me in Congress." The documentary is described as intimate, candid, and exactly right for this political moment. McBride worked with Republicans on bipartisan legislation. She refused to be made into a martyr, and she showed up just to do her job, and the film captures what that actually cost her. Find your nearest screening at thestateoffirstfilm.com. If you go, please leave us a comment and tell us how it was. Next, the HUD comment deadline, a reminder act. So we covered HUD housing earlier in today's show, and now I want to circle back because this one generally warrants a second mention. The public comment period on the proposed equal access rule rollback closes on June 29th, 7 days from today. This is a real federal rulemaking process. The public comments are not symbolic. 66,000 comments helped a nearly identical proposal in 2020. The Biden administration withdrew it after the public response. Here's what's at stake. Trans people, non-binary people, and LGBTQ plus individuals fleeing domestic violence, housing instability, or family rejection could be turned away from federally funded emergency shelters or subjected to invasive body-based questioning if this rule is finalized. Go to GLAAD.org or the National Center for Transgender Equality.org and submit a comment before June 29th. It takes 5 minutes, and right now, that 5 minutes matter greatly. So that's Listen Up Girl for June 22nd, 2026. Again, day 22 of Pride. 7 stories today: an intersex teacher in Florida fighting back, HUD trying to take shelter away from our trans people, AI building without us in mind, a Pride anthem to dance to, and a coming out that reminds us it's always on our terms, and a documentary that actually costs to be first. This show exists because of you. Show up for it. If today helped you stay informed, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Leave a rating because it generally helps this show find more of our community, and share this episode with someone who needs it. And follow us on social, The Real Zachary on Instagram, for all the daily updates this week. I'll be back tomorrow, and until then, stay proud, and thanks so much for listening.